If I were to eat one of these things without any treatment, there is a chance of getting extremely sick. There's a little rock right here that I can just stand on. Welcome to another episode, guys. Kiara and I are out in the mountains on a solo survival mission. On this episode, we did not bring any food. We didn't bring any water. So whatever we're gonna eat, we're gonna have to either catch. We're gonna try and catch fish. We'll look for mushrooms. We'll try and find wild berries and plants that we can eat. And for water, we're just gonna have to find water sources. I've got a water filter with me. Now it is early winter here, so all the fall colors are starting to come in. It's absolutely beautiful, but it means that it's starting to get a little colder and the beautiful days are slowly coming to an end. But today is absolutely beautiful. We got the sun out. If you guys have been wondering where Kiara has been, she actually for the last probably month or so has had a bum paw. She injured herself. One of her claws broke off. For dogs, that can be a pretty big deal. It can get infected, and I wanted to prevent that. So she's spent the last month pretty much at home healing up with a bandage on. But either way, she's back out in the mountains, absolutely loving it out here. Do you want to catch a fish? Huh? Yeah, I know, I want to catch a fish too. So one of the first things that Kiara and I just found here is a little patch of huckleberry bushes. They're essentially wild mountain blueberries right here. Just a nice sweet little snack filled with sugars. Just that'll give us some energy. Oh yeah, see there's some more here. These guys are just barely still in season. I'm actually surprised to find them out here. Oh wow, there's another one. Usually we get these kind of through summer into late summer and early fall. It's already frozen here, so it's actually amazing that these guys are still growing. Oh man, they're just so delicious. Tastes just like a blueberry. What do you think, Kiara? Anything else up there? Huh? What'd you find? This year's super mushroomy. We got the pine needles and moss, lots of dead wood down here that the mushrooms could be feeding on. So I'm actually amazed. I found some like old dead ones down there, but haven't seen any that are good to eat here yet. Are you chasing a squirrel or something? She's just going in circles right now. Here, come on, let's go. There's no mushrooms here. Let's go. Let's go. Watch out. We found what I believe is either bear poop or puke. Look at this. This is just a huge pile of tons of berries. Honestly, it's just a giant pile of digested, kind of partially digested berries. I mean, I know there's bears everywhere in this area, but maybe it's time to get out of here and find a different spot to forage. So I just found a bunch of little mushrooms right here. Check these guys out. Promise, I'm not exactly sure what these guys are. Really anything, if you don't know what it is, the rule is don't eat it. So these guys here, we're gonna leave them. Yeah, there's probably about 20 types of mushrooms that I could identify, but there's thousands of different types of mushrooms. But feel free to let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Those mushrooms there were a few more huckleberries on the bushes here. Look at these little guys. All these little yellow mushrooms growing along the trunk of this fallen dead tree, and one could think that this is a chanterelle. But that is definitely not a chanterelle. Chanterelles don't grow in groups on logs like that. Not saying they don't grow on logs every once in a while, but not in this fashion. It's some kind of a look-alike. This might also be an edible mushroom, but again, I can't positively identify it, so we're gonna leave those as well. Really pretty little guys there. I'm seeing mushrooms just everywhere on the trail right now. Kiara's sniffing them out as well. Mushrooms are loaded with proteins. They've got minerals in them, and they're just so darn tasty. Is that your lookout? What do we got there, Kiara? It's always a bummer when summer ends, but man, fall does bring some beautiful colors out. Kiara, what are you doing there? What are you doing up there? What you doing up on that rock? You find any food? Oh, Kiara found, uh-oh. Oh, what did you find here, Kiara? Good girl, Kiara. Mwah, good girl. So she found some mushrooms here. These guys, however, are not. No, we're not eating those, Kiara. Good girl finding them. Good girl finding them. All right, so these mushrooms right here that Kiara just found are called Amanitas. Now, an Amanita is considered a toxic mushroom. I'm not giving any advice on what you can or cannot do. Never eat one of these mushrooms is my final advice. I will tell you what some people do. Some people claim that they can make these things edible, and that is by cleaning them up, slicing them down. They boil them, pour off the toxic water now, then boil the mushroom again to get more toxins out and pour off that water, because that's where the toxins goes into the water. After that, you probably get a really nasty, bland tasting mushroom that is probably no longer toxic. Again, don't do this, kids. Don't eat these things. If I were to eat one of these things without any treatment, there is a chance of getting extremely sick, potentially dying. There are neurotoxins in here that can also cause, we'll call them dizzy reactions, if you know what I'm saying. So again, this is not a mushroom that you want to eat. We're going to leave this guy here. Now look at this. This right here is called a mountain ash, also called a rowan plant. I've never actually eaten one of these before in my entire life, and we're going to do this together for the first time, because I've always been told as a kid, as most people have been, to not pick these and eat them because they can be mildly toxic. There is, however, a way that we can make these safe to eat, and they are loaded with vitamins and a lot of some minerals, even a little bit of protein, lots of sugars, so they'll give us some energy. But what we're gonna wanna make sure is that we boil these guys first, because in their raw state, again, they can make you sick. They have some slight toxins in there, very small amounts of supposedly cyanide. So boys and girls, don't eat this plant at home. This is a controlled experiment. Remember, I've been out here in the woods doing this kind of stuff all of my life, but this is one thing that I've never tried, ever. So what I'm gonna do is I just wanna taste the berry raw, and I'm gonna spit it back out, but I just wanna know what they taste like. Apparently they're very sour raw, and then when you cook them, they get a little more sweet. Interesting, not that unpleasant. Birds actually love eating these berries. In Germany, we call these things Vogelbeeren, which means bird berries. But these berries last very late into the season. Basically, all other berries are gonna be disappeared from the bushes, but these are still here, so a lot of native birds rely on these guys to feed throughout the winter. We're getting close to the lake too, so maybe we can catch a trout, make a fire, cook up some jam, eat some trout. That'll give us tons of energy and protein and fats. Now there's some more mushrooms right down here. This guy here. All right, so this guy here is in the bolete family. You can see they don't have gills down here. Instead, they've got like that fine honeycomb. None of these guys are actually deadly, but there are some that can make you a little sick, give you an upset stomach, or taste really bad. I'm pretty certain that we could eat that mushroom if we really had to, but again, we're gonna stick to the rule of just absolutely not eating anything that we're not 100% certain about what it is. Here, the lake's right there. The lake's right there, guys. I can see the lake right there through the woods. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful out, barely a cloud in the sky. We're gonna sneak up to the lake here and just kind of take a little bit of a peek from behind here. I don't want to spook any trout. We're gonna try and sneak up on them. Kiara, come here. Hey, we gotta be really quiet here, okay? We gotta be really quiet. We don't want to spook the fish. Don't drink that water. You can go drink the creek water here. Here, let's go. Let's go. There's a little creek right over here where she can for sure drink some water. I just don't want her walking right down to where we're gonna be fishing. Good girl. Oh, good girl. I'm getting really thirsty too. What we're gonna do to clean some water to make it safe to drink is we're gonna use a water filter. That's one thing about my area. Yes, it rains a lot in my area, but therefore we have beautiful lakes and streams everywhere that we can drink from. All we gotta do is filter the water. This guy here, I actually bought a new water filter on my last adventure. My water filter failed, but basically this is just a little water bag. You fill that. There we go. So we filled the bag with some water. Now all we got to do is screw on the filter itself. Pop the cap. Oh, I'm so excited. I haven't had water here the entire hike. I didn't take any water out here. And then squeeze right there. I like to just run a little bit through the filter, and all that is clean water. The stuff is good to drink. Oh man, oh, it feels amazing. All right, so all we're gonna do now is set up for some fishing, get those lines in the water, hopefully catch a trout. That would be absolutely amazing. I'm super hungry and I want to get Kiara a nice snack too. Get her a little bit of food. Kiara, do you want some food? Yeah, you do, huh? Yeah, I don't have any yet. We got to go catch some. Man, the wind is absolutely howling and it is cold. So we gotta layer up here a little bit, huh, Kiara? Kiara, what do you think? We catch some fish now, huh? I'm ready for it. All right, let's do this. We're probably gonna try out the bullet lure. Oh no, I do have one. Okay. Okay, I thought I forgot the bullet lure. But here we go. So right here, that's the bullet lure. We'll probably try that. That should be pretty fire at the spot. Now, a lot of people ask me what type of rods I use when I'm out here on these backpacking and hiking missions. And honestly, what I would probably recommend is that you just get like an ultralight ugly stick. They're super inexpensive, and the tips are extremely durable. Look at this. There's no other rod I know where you could do this kind of stuff, and you're not going to break your tips because you're constantly going to bang your tips into stuff when you're out here. I've got this little itty bitty guy here too. That's like a topwater. What would that be? Like a jerkbait or something like that? That might be kind of fun. Should we try and get a topwater trout bite? Let's try that. All right, there we go. We got this weird little little topwater thing tied up. I'll throw you guys on a chesty. We'll head down there to the water and see if we can't. I already saw one trout surface, so there should be fish here. Man, that'd be sweet. Dude, I'm starving too. My stomach's growling. We're gonna want to make a fire here in just a little bit too. Sun's about to go down. There's a little rock right here that I can just stand on. I'm gonna try and make it cast out. I have no idea how this thing's gonna fish, but this looks fun. Ooh, there we go. Oh yeah, it's sitting there at the top. Ooh, but it sinks. Interesting. Okay, so it floats, but then as I'm fishing it kind of wobbles down. So I guess it wouldn't be a topwater after all. Oh, look at the sunset right there behind us. Absolutely beautiful. Man, it's gonna get cold now, so we got to get some fish and get a fire started ASAP. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the action of that thing, so I just switched us right back to the bullet lure. This baby should get the job done, and it's heavier too. That's the nice thing. I can actually cast this guy way out there. There we go. Now we're talking. there we go. Fish on, baby. There we go. Second cast with the bullet lure. Unbelievable. Come on, baby, come on. Oh, Kiara's getting excited. She's coming over. That's a good one. That's not a bad fish. That's not a bad fish. Oh, come here, come here. Bunch of weeds here that we want to avoid. Yes! Yes! We got him! Oh, he's beautiful too. Wow, he choked down the bullet lure. Choked it down all the way. Here, we got one. We got one, Kiara. Look at that. This guy here's a beautiful west slope cutthroat trout. You can tell by the red mark down on his throat. That's where they get their name from. And he doesn't have dots all over his body, but they're more on the back and the tail. And then he has kind of a pink little spot on the belly there, a pink area and a white belly. That's how you can identify those guys. They're absolutely delicious. Jeez, buddy. Oh my goodness. Wow, all right, he choked down the bullet lure. I already put this guy to sleep before removing the lure. That way he doesn't suffer at all. Remember, it's perfectly fine to harvest fish sustainably for consumption, but we just gotta make sure to respect the little guys. Thank you so much for providing Kiara and me with some delicious food. Let's see if we can catch one more. That way we both got one to eat, and then we'll start a fire and cook these babies up. What we want to do up here is just a nice quick retrieve, not too slow. These are pretty active trout. They like a good chase. That was a good cast. Man, if it were warmer, I'd step into the water to get out a little further, but not right now. It's ice cold here. My fingers are freezing from touching that fish. That cold breeze is just hitting them real good. Man, no more bites, but that's okay. We got to get a fire started. I'm getting super cold here. It's starting to get darker out, so we got to start cooking and get some food in our bellies. It's not that dry. Hopefully we'll be able to get a fire started. It's really windy too, man. That's not going to make it any easier. Looking for a good fire starter, and this stuff here is an excellent fire starter. It's called lichen. I see a bunch growing up on the trees there, and really I'd like to get some from up higher because this stuff here is slightly moist that's been down on the ground. I'll throw it in my pocket here anyways, just in case it might hold a flame. But yeah, you see all that stuff growing up there? Oh, it looks like kind of like moss growing on the trees. We got to get up and somehow get some from up there because it's probably a lot drier. Ooh, here's some that's not on the ground. That's perfect. This is really nice. Oh, this is nice and dry. This here is not contacted with the ground. Here's some more stuff that's... Oh, listen to that. It's been raining here a bunch, so everything's pretty wet. But if we could find a few things that have been drying in the sun since, we might get lucky. Look at this big guy. That, maybe we can break that down. Oh, look at this. Even better. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, we'll be able to start a fire here. This is great. Make a little nest with all of these small twigs. There we go. Just kind of break them down a little bit. We're gonna put these little guys right in there. Perfect. Man, I can barely feel my fingers. They're so cold right now. I've got some matches as well, but I think the first thing we're gonna try is start a fire with this magnesium ferro rod right here. For that, we're just gonna try and scrape a little bit of magnesium. My hands are so cold, that's not making it any easier. Okay. Oh, we just had a flame for a second. Here, we're gonna need something a little fluffier, I think. There we go, there we go, there we go. Fire, 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 fire. Yes, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, we lost our flame. No. Everything is just a little damp. When we get a flame, we're gonna throw this big thing on there just to keep, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Tell you what. Yeah, we're just gonna start a big gnarly fire in there. And I'm seeing these really, oh, this is nice. There's some other lichen and there's some finer brown lichen. We're gonna be able to start it this time. Oh, come on, there's no wind right now. Let's do this. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, 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 yes. Ah. Yes! Yes! Oh! We did it. We got a fire going. Oh, this feels so good right now. Oh man, that feels so amazing. Oh, okay. We're gonna stuff that guy in there. Put these branches up on top. You guys can't even see me because it's so smoky, because everything's so wet around here. There we go. Look at this big one that I found. That's what's, we're gonna need that. Some bigger pieces of wood to get some nice embers going. So we're just gonna go ahead and clean up this trout real quick. There we go. That's how easy it is to clean up a trout. We got our stick in the trout, and we're just gonna start kind of cooking them here over the fire. Oh man. And I just kind of set the fish on the fire there to cook while we just go ahead and pull apart some of these mountain ash berries, and we're just gonna throw them in this pot right here and just give them a little bit of a boil. Ooh, look at that, they come off really, really easy. Very easy. What I'll probably do is I'm gonna take some home to experiment with, make some jelly out of them and stuff. But out here, just because this is the first time trying them, I don't want to eat too many of them. There we go. Beautiful. There we go. They've got just enough water in there now just to get a little bit of a boil. What do you think about that trout? That's starting to look pretty good. How about we replace him with the pot here? Ooh, that's hot. That's really hot. Oh yeah, he's done. He's done on one side. So our mountain ash berries are definitely boiling good. Ooh, they're looking good in there. I've got our trout on the stick here, crispy on the outside, so we're probably not gonna eat the skin this time around, but should be just perfect inside. Trying to pull off any of the really burnt parts of the skin. Oh, perfectly cooked on the inside. Some nice pieces of meat. Kiara, you get the first chunk. How about that? Oh my goodness, is it good? Do you want some more? Oh, she's cold too. Oh man, here we go. Here we go. Good girl. Good girl. No seasonings, no salt, no nothing. Oh, man, the wind's killing us. Woo! Damn. Oh, the tears from the fire. My eyes are just burning, dude. Oh, the berries smell so good. Let's give them just a hair more. I'll eat anything that has like fins or bones in it. This piece has 0 bones, just for you. It's delicious, huh? Would you like your favorite part? I think you want your favorite part, huh? Do you want the head? Is that your favorite part? Oh, okay. Just make sure there's no bones attached, no ribs or anything. There you go, that's good to her. She loves them, absolutely loves the trout heads. Kind of funny like that, huh? It's all good. They're full of fats, oils, proteins. Kiara, you got the head, and you also get the last big piece of meat. Nothing left, down to the bone. Into the fire she goes. All right. Oh man, those mountain ash berries just smell absolutely delicious in there. I'm kind of craving something sweet. I hope that they got sweet. I really do. Let's see here. Ooh, it's like a little sweet, little tart. All right, so here we go. First time eating mountain ash. This is gonna be interesting. I don't know if you can have those, little girl. Remember, if you guys are out with dogs, try to know, like, if you're gonna feed them stuff from the wild, just make sure it's something that they can actually eat, because their digestive systems and bodies react differently to foods than the human one. So they definitely got a lot softer. Here we go. Little tart. There's some seeds inside, but they just break down. They got really soft from the boiling, probably. It's sweet, but oh, man, it's kind of like a cranberry. Like a tart cranberry, but not bad. It's really not that bad. Like, if you were in a real survival situation though, and needed to live off of fish, and we're out in the mountains for a long time, or like a homesteading thing or something, and needed a source of vitamin C, a lot of berries can provide that. But if this is maybe the only thing, like to get through the winter or something, when there's no other berries around, I could see snacking on these every once in a while. It's like, you'd have to see it as kind of like a vitamin pill that you'd have to take once a day or something. Eat a couple of those berries. Ooh, man. But they're loaded with sugars, so they'll give me some extra energy to get back out of the mountains here. Kiara and I are not actually staying out in the mountains overnight. This was just kind of a shorter episode. I'm actually getting ready to take off for Mexico real quick for the next week, doing some scuba diving. I've never done that before, so I'll probably film a little bit. But let me know if you guys do want to see some footage from Mexico. Give it another couple weeks. Probably when I'm back from Mexico, it's going to start snowing up here, so that's why I just had to come out here one last time just to say hi to the mountains before the snow comes in. Let me know in the comments if you want to see maybe some videos out in the snow too. Kind of see how the mountains look like then. It'll be cold, snowy. I don't know if we're going to catch a whole lot of fish up here when it's snowy, because accessing a lot of these lakes is going to be really hard. But I'm open to ideas. Maybe we can fish down low, catch some stuff, and come up and spend the night in the mountains. What are you doing over there, huh? Are you exploring? She just loves it out here so much. I'm so happy that she got to make it out into the mountains again. Finally, that her foot healed up. That was just such a shame that she got injured. All right, Kiara and I, we're gonna get down out of the mountains. We're gonna hike down still in the dark, but it's okay, we got headlamps. I love you all. Remember to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and we will see all of you for the next fishing adventure. Until then, you all know it. Fish on, baby.